Have you noticed that ever since the Coinbase listing on the 17th of September, Shiba Inu has failed to drop below the 7,000 unit mark? Now, this is particularly impressive because in the last 3 months, whenever there was a downward trend, SHIB struggled to find support and consolidation, and it often traded in the 6,000 unit area. While Coinbase listing, it did not catapult the SHIB to the heights which many anticipated. It may have done something even better. The increased user base and changed market sentiment, which came about because of the publicity which SHIB received from big platforms, it actually gave it a new and more stable support line, which SHIB needs, which if it's going to capitalize on what's coming in the month of October. Today, I'm going to be discussing what's coming for crypto in the month of October and how this might affect the price of Shiba Inu. Yes, guys, this is going to be a month of Shiba Inu price simulations. Welcome back to Planet SHIB, everyone. This is Ace. Today I'm going to run a price simulation for Shiba Inu for October 2021. Okay, it's simulation time. What I've done is I've updated the price of SHIB on my calculator to match the market. I'm currently holding a SHIB tokens, about 500 million SHIB tokens, and they're currently priced at about 3.8K. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, you know I use macro analysis. And macro analysis just means that I look at market activity as a whole, and then I correlate its potential impact on Shiba Inu specifically. Now, as a basis, in my previous videos, I relied heavily on the stock to flow model, which is a predictive model which predicts Bitcoin reaching about 100K at the end of the year. My assumption at the time was that as Bitcoin rallied towards its 100K target, the market would be lifted at the same time, and SHIB would have certain catalysts which would trigger and give more demand for SHIB. Well, it turns out that that model is surprisingly still on track, despite the recent pullbacks. Actually, the analyst who's actually behind that model, he's still been accurately tracking Bitcoin, including the recent dip of which we finished at in September of 43K. Now, this is his Twitter, and he has a track record of accurately forecasting Bitcoin's price, as I've shown in my other videos. Well, it turns out that his next target is that in October the BTC is going to end at about 63K, which is absolutely massive. Now, I've already gone into in depth in my other videos on the stock to flow model. So if you want to know more, I've created a playlist which includes all my previous price simulation videos, and you can find that in the playlist section below. Well, I've set up my calculators. I'll just head here. I've set up my calculator so that we can see what Bitcoin is going to look like at the end of October, according to this model. Basically, I've calculated that in order for BTC to reach 63K, it'll need to increase in volume by a straight line average of about 11.3 billion every day. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run two simultaneous price simulations for Shiba Inu. One will show a very positive bullish reaction for the October bull run, and the other one, it will show what I'll call a mediocre reaction, just to keep things real. Okay, let's get started. Please note, I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. All videos on my channel are for educational and entertainment purposes only. All right, let's get right to it. Bitcoin week 1. For this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate this volume for the first week, and I'll take that first week. Maybe I'll just end it on Friday the 8th. Now, this will take Bitcoin's price to about 51K in the first week. This is a relatively easy target for Bitcoin since it recently hit hit that target, especially when El Salvador legalized it. Let's head to Shiba Inu. Let's see what that week is going to be like. Now, SHIB is likely if this happens with Bitcoin, SHIB is likely to continue its momentum alongside other altcoins. The market is very green for nearly all crypto at the moment. Let me see if there's a chart for that. At the moment, the market is green for nearly all crypto at the moment, and that still includes Shiba Inu over here. So I'm just going to head back. Now, this is actually a good week for a Medium article to come out from Satoshi Kusama, and that's what we're expecting. And he mentioned last week that there's going to be a series of them coming up, and that the NFT collection is is set for within the first half of October. So I'm going to factor that in at an average growth of maybe let's say 60 million. I'm also going to drag that all the way to Friday the 8th. And this is going to take us to a price of roughly 8576 units, and my balance is going to be about 4.3, which is up about $500. Okay, let's head to the mediocre scenario in week one. Now, SHIB, in this scenario, SHIB will rally with the market also at a potential of also 60 million up per day in volume. But the fact is that the popularity of Shiba Inu has attracted a lot of whales. Let me see. It has attracted a lot of whales, and many of them may not have intentions of holding SHIB for the long term. Now, as you might not know, SHIB is one of the most held ERC20 tokens amongst the top 1,000 ETH wallets. They bought very large bags of SHIB during the recent dip, which means they're always ready to take profits. And when prices go above the 8,000 unit mark, they may take profits, and this might stifle SHIB's rally. Also, let's just say during this week, if the Medium article doesn't bring as much enthusiasm to the broader community as expected. So in order to factor that in, I'm going to shift this 60 million down to 20 mil, just to factor in the pullbacks, and that's going to bring the price down to about 7867. Let's head back to Bitcoin. Okay, now before we do week two, if you guys are interested in running your own price and profit simulations, not just for SHIB and BTC, but for any cryptocurrency, I recently released my full set of crypto price simulators, and I'll leave them in the links in the description below. And you can just visit the site and watch the demo simulations. I've been getting a lot of good feedback from those who've been running their own simulations, and I believe they work on Macs too. As long as you download the MS Excel app, it seems to work perfectly. Okay, let's head back to Bitcoin week two. Now, in week two of Bitcoin, it ends on the 15th. So I'm just going to extend this data all the way up until the 15th. I'm just going to duplicate that volume. Now, this will take Bitcoin to around about 55K by the middle of the month. The fact that nothing moves in a straight line as this, and it's likely that Bitcoin could go even higher and see some expected corrections along the way back to this price. Now, in my opinion, this is actually very possible. Because two of the biggest factors which have crippled Bitcoin's growth, which were the China crypto ban and the sell-off after the El Salvador legalized Bitcoin, both of these factors are now out of the way, and this leaves Bitcoin a lot lighter and more able to reach its target. Now, there are some other factors which I could add, but then they're outside of the scope of this video. Let's head back to SHIB. Okay, cool. Let's head back to SHIB for the bullish week scenario. Let's carry on the 60 mil a day momentum all the way up until the 15th just as well. And the price at this stage is going to be a healthy 9640, and my SHIB balance is just under 5K. Now, during this week, SHIB would have received yet another Medium article, which reveals more insight into the NFT collection and maybe even a release itself. And the exchanges are going to continue to promote SHIB on their social media. Also, details about the playable Shiba Inu NFT game are going to be released, and the market becomes more confident in Shiba Inu's ability to produce utility in its ecosystem. And let's have a look at the less exciting mediocre scenario. Now, in this scenario, the NFT's release proves to be a success, but Bitcoin keeps rallying the market, and so ETH gas fees are also skyrocketing, and it's making it less likely that people are going to be able to trade their NFTs until the market cools down. Now, to reflect this, I'll just leave this price exactly as it is, as the price may go up, but then also heavy whale progress may continue to stifle SHIB's progress. Okay, let's wrap it up. Let's head back to Bitcoin, and let's take it up all the way to 63K as that prediction says. Now, as Bitcoin approaches its all-time high, because for those of you who don't know, Bitcoin's all-time high was about 2K away from that. And this may happen in the final week of October, according to that model. We'll see many top 20 cryptos beat their all-time highs, the market will be very open to more crypto adoption because news of Bitcoin's continued rally and strong potential for 100K is going to start getting around. Now, one of the definitions of an alt season is it's a period of time when altcoins experience rapid growth as Bitcoin approaches or beats its all-time high. And this would be the case around about the end of October. Let's head back to Shiba Inu to wrap things up. So I'll probably take this as far as I can, and I'll set the volume at this stage to about 80 mil. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to drag this all the way as far as I can go. This would take SHIB to a price of over 12,000 units, a price where SHIB hasn't been in actually quite a long time. In my view, this is entirely possible because as soon as BTC crosses 60K, the market will become red hot in anticipation for new all-time highs. Also, according to on-chain data from crypto.com, whenever activity like this happens, this is when more new people are very likely to enter the market. And this is especially true. This is exactly what happened at the beginning of this year. You know, when SHIB experienced its spike, this also correlated to this point here. Now, it seems that those conditions would be nearly identical to the conditions which happened here if BTC approaches 63K. So I'm factoring that in as well. Now, one of the first places which newbies invest is actually Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, and these aren't my words, information. This information actually comes from the same on-chain analysis from one of the biggest crypto exchanges, which is pretty much over here. Now, I chose this price here. The reason I chose this price is because it means that SHIB it would have been steadily rising, and this may not be the growth that some of you want, but it's the type of growth which we need if we're going to be taken seriously in the market. Anyway, after consolidation, I think November is actually when we're going to see SHIB's biggest gains, and that's for another simulation. Okay, let's head back to the mediocre scenario. I would say that this price is going to hover around, let's just say maybe the 8,000 mark. So what I'm just going to do is I'll just drag this down maybe up till here, and I'll keep this price around here in the mediocre scenario because people may decide to pull out of their SHIB positions in order to FOMO into other altcoins. Not everyone is in SHIB for the long term. Some even thought that they would become millionaires after being in SHIB for 2 months, and if when it's not happening fast enough, some people may pull out. And that's it for today's simulation, guys. I think I'll end it there. But nobody likes to end on a sour note, so let's have some fun. Let's take Bitcoin up to 135K just for fun. And even though I'm doing it for fun, it is actually a target which the same person who did who wrote the stock to flow put, he is putting it Bitcoin actually at 135. I always say 100K just to tone it down, but his version is 135. So just for fun, why not? Hey, we have a calculator, we can do it. Hey guys. So what should I do? So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to change this amount to 135, and I will remove all this volume, and we'll just put the new market cap. Okay, cool. So to reach a price of 135, actually, let me just quickly adjust the circulating supply for that, man. So to reach about 135K, it will mean that Bitcoin will have a market cap which of 2.5 trillion, and that's bigger than all and that means that market cap is bigger than all the cryptos put together as of today. Just to show you, I think the global crypto market at the moment is about just over 2 trillion. And anyway, that means that the global market cap during December, it will probably be around 4.5 billion at least, which is massive. So in that scenario, in that environment, there's no way any crypto which is in the top 100 won't at least 2x if that happens, at the very least. In fact, I would say in that environment, Dogecoin will probably get back to its all-time high of close to 90 billion, and because celebrities will continue to pump it up. But as you know, where there's Doge, there'll be Shiba Inu. And SHIB, as you know, by December it'll look very different, especially with news of Shibarium. Now, at the moment, SHIB it hovers at around about 9 to 11% of Doge's market cap. But let's just factor in that because of SHIB's bigger exposure and its utility, which is holding strong, I would say that it would probably be about 30% of that in a red hot market. So let's try and take our scenario to 30 billion. What will that look like? I'm going to try add. Okay, so I'll take it to 30 billion. So if that happens, the price would be about 78,000 units, which is double SHIB's all-time high by December. And my balance would be about 40K. And actually, I think in this scenario, anyone who has 1 billion or more SHIB would be very happy, as they would have close to 100, around 100K. And without talking too much, I think that's it for today's simulation. Remember, guys, this was just a simulation, not a prediction. We're just having some fun. A simulation is basically a what-if statement, which illustrates if-then scenarios. You can run your own simulations, as I've now made a full set of calculators available. I'll put the links in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This is Ace. Peace.